Alright, let Bondi cook. Don't stop fucking cooking. Yeah. This is my Blue Jays off-season preview. This will be on Saturday, the next day after the Raptors preview, because the Raptors game starts on Sunday, the preseason one. So this is my Blue Jays off-season preview and all that bullshit, what I want the Jays to do or whatever. But yeah, let's get to it. The Toronto Blue Jays failed this season. They failed. Their hitting the entire fucking season was dog shit. Couldn't score with runners in scoring position. Couldn't hit home runs. Consistently. Didn't have a 20 home run hitter till September, which for the Toronto Blue Jays is very embarrassing, okay? This team was known for hitting home runs. Even when we were dog shit, we had guys who hit 30-plus home runs every fucking year. Not this year. Not this year. We couldn't hit for shit. Couldn't hit water if we fell out of a boat. Couldn't hit sand if we landed in Iraq. Couldn't hit a hooker in a brothel. This team couldn't fucking hit for shit. But the silver lining was Pistol fucking Pete, drunk Pete Walker. The guy carried this team. Pistol Pete, the only guy. Him and whoever's in the bullpen coach, anyone who's with Pete Walker is safe, okay? You guys did your fucking job this season. You guys kept your starters fresh. There hasn't been one, maybe, I think Gosman was injured like one time. That's it. And Manoah's injured mentally. He needs to be gone. But every single pitcher, gave it their all. Pete Walker, the only guys he couldn't fix were Anthony Bass, who's a homophobe, and he sucks. And Alek Manoah, who fucking blows in general, man. Like, come on, Oh, Anthony Bass, his fucking wife's a Karen as well. Anyways, those are the only guys he couldn't really fix. Everyone else, he made Jordan Hicks like $1 million. He made fucking Genesis Cabrera look like $1 billion. This bullpen was clicking. The bullpen in the playoffs wasn't the problem. What, they gave up 2 runs because Kikuchi was fucking forced out there by this man. I fully believe that move was, and I think a lot of people do believe that move was a front office move. I think they were fucking squandering it for like a whole day. They're like, the Twins have a lot of lefties, no matter what. Even if fucking Barrios is shoving, let's tune the Kikuchi, because the Twins have a lot of lefties, even though Kikuchi hasn't pitched a single fucking playoff game. Yeah, let's see. That's going to turn the season around. We're going to make it to the DS. And no, that didn't work. Your little fucking experiment didn't work. Kikuchi gave up 2 runs. I don't blame him, because that guy's been fucking solid all year. Kikuchi's been fucking solid all year. I don't blame a single pitcher on this fucking planet. Not even Gosman. You know why? If you can't score fucking runs, you can't win. Alright? You can't fucking win a game. You can't win a game 0-0. Alright? You have to score more than the other team. It's been like that for 100+ years. And that's what the Jays need to address this offseason is, I think we need to get a couple outfield bats. We'll get to the free agents later. But these 2 guys are clowns. John Snyder is I don't blame John Snyder as much as Ross Atkins, man. Ross Atkins has failed us. Mark Shapiro has failed us. There needs to be someone fired. Louis Rivera, our third base coach, who has nothing to do with this. He retired, so we have to look for another third base coach. They need to fire Guillermo Martinez. I don't care. Even if this is the only firing, he needs to go, and we need to promote whoever our AAA hitting coach is, because that guy fucking made our guys hit, man. That guy made David Schneider hit. That guy made fucking Ernie Clement hit. That guy made fucking everyone in AAA was fucking mashing, unlike the fucking majors, man. So they gotta call that guy up. John Snyder, if I had to choose between one of these 2, I would fucking fire Ross Atkins and add James Click. Okay? I really want Ross Atkins fired. 7 straight losses, 0-6 under the Bo and Vladdy era. The players need to be held accountable too, because those guys didn't show up at all outside of Bo Bichette, and Kiermaier Springer did all right. But other than that, no one showed up. And let's get to the free agents. So these are all the free agents. I'll let a lot of these guys go, man. Jordan Hicks, I would love to bring him back. I would bring him back on a deal. I don't know, 3 years, why not? The guy's 27 years old. He'll be a great setup guy, or even a closer. You know, him and Swanson and Romano. You know, if you keep Romano, you know, again, I suggested trading him, but you know, I'm okay with keeping him too. But it's not fucking essential. But it's a move you could make. Jordan Hicks, I love him, man. I love his stuff, man. Him and Swanson are a good 1-2 punch to set up guys. Chad Green, I would bring back. I know it's $9 million, but you know he played really good in the playoff games, yeah. And you know he played better outside of that Colorado game. Hyun-Jin Ryu is done. The Jays need to go after a fifth starter. That's one of the guys that they have to go after. Yeah. So Ryu's time is done. I think the Jays should go after a guy like Giolito or James Paxton. You know, a fifth starter. You know, again, Kikuchi may be moving down to 5, so maybe a 4-3 guy. You can move Bassett to 3. To 4. You know, we can get a 3 through 5 in the offseason, basically. If I was the Jays, because your rotation's set. You got Kevin Gausman, who is going to probably be top 5 in Cy Young voting. You got Jose Barrios, the guy who fucking gave it his all on wild card game 2, but no, you just took it out. You ripped his heart out, man. You ripped out Jose Barrios. I feel so fucking bad for him. All the money in the world can't take that away. Playing against your former team in the fucking playoffs, you can't take that away from him. You know, you can't take that away from Jose Barrios. You know, you just did. You did. You ripped it out. I hope the front office and John Schneider is happy. But yeah, Ryu's gone. Whit Merrifield, I'll let go because you got a lot of guys in the minors, and you got Davis Schneider, which I would give him a chance to be the second baseman. He's your guy, Davis Schneider, next year at second base, or you can have a competition with other guys if you sign. Kevin Kiermaier's up in the water if you want to bring him back at center field. If you really want to get better hitting, if you believe Varshow's your center fielder, then you got to upgrade and get a left fielder or a fucking center fielder who can mash. Brandon Belt's gone. He's basically retiring. He did his job this year, 19 home runs, bad 250 something. But this playoffs, he fucking sucked. I don't know why they ran with the same lineup. Back-to-back games, they ran with the same lineup. Brandon Belt batting second and Kevin fucking Biggio batting fifth. Matt Chapman is gone. I want him gone. He sucks. Can't hit a high fastball to save his life. Love his defense. Other teams are going to be picking him up. I don't want him back at all. Aroldis Martinez is my guy next year at third base. The guy can fucking mash. I'll give a 21-year-old guy who has some fucking pop a chance over Matt Chapman, who can't hit a high fastball to save his life. I'm giving Aroldis Martinez, Aroldis Chapman. You see, that fucking confuses me. Aroldis Martinez a chance over Matt Chapman, man. Matt Chapman's done. I don't care if he's open to coming to Toronto. Scott Boras is going to rip off a random team. You know, if I was the Jays, again, I would get rid of Ross Atkins. I don't know if that's going to happen. I truly don't know if that's going to happen. But that's what I would do. John Schneider, you can't really find any good managers out there, really. What are you going to do? Other teams are going to be bidding for managers who already fired their managers, or you know, their managers are leaving. Like Craig Counsell's probably going to be leaving. Francona retired. Gabe Kapler got fired. What's his name? Buck Showalter got fired. So there's a lot of open. Phil Nevin got fired, but no one wants to go to the fucking Angels. So I think whoever goes to the Angels is a death trap. Okay, So like, there's gonna be a lot of open spots for coaches or managers, whatever. So, I think keeping John Schneider probably would be the best option. If people, I'm sorry, guys. I think the front office is a bigger problem than John Schneider, in my opinion. Even though John Schneider stinks as a manager, he can't play. You know, he can't be on the field, um, playing first base, and he doesn't fucking lean 10 feet off the bag and get picked off like a certain Dominican guy who plays first base, overrated fucker, generational hitter. You know, that guy needs to fucking, get in the gym and work on his fucking mechanics as well. You know, I'm sorry. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. needs to get his mechanics going. He needs to work on it. It doesn't. He needs to be fucking maybe retooling his entire swing, restructuring his entire swing, making sure that he pulls the ball instead of hitting it on the fucking ground. Alright? That's what Vladdy needs to do this offseason, man, if we're keeping him. If not, I would trade him, but that's not going to happen. I don't think the Jays will make any big splash moves. I think they will add guys to improve this team. I don't know. When the offseason starts and there's rumors, I'll make, free agents that I want. But, the Jays really need to address some hitters, because I think we're going to get younger. We're going to get younger, and then we're going to add pieces in between to fill in. That's what's going to happen this offseason. And we're going to be relying on this internal growth, internal options, and all these young guys. We need to bank on Bo and Vladdy to get better. Especially Vladdy. Bo, fucking 3 straight years in a row, he's been a fucking stud. I can't complain about Bo Bichette. Even last year when I was pissed at him for the terrible stretch, he fucking proved me wrong in October and in the playoffs, man. Bo Bichette is special, and he's our best player, man. Not Vladdy. Vladdy's our best marketable player. Yeah. Our best player is Bo Bichette. The guy that's the heart and soul of the team. Alright, look at the roster. Who I want gone. Again, I'm not going to touch on the free agents. So, the active roster. Let's go depth chart. Yeah. I really want 2 guys gone, and 1 guy that, Jordan Romano. I don't know if you really want Hicks to be the closer, then I would trade Romano. I want Richards released. I'm not even gonna explain it. Catcher is really interesting for the Jays. Kirk did solid in the playoffs, but again, I want Danny Jansen back and healthy. Hopefully he stays healthy. Belt and I want Kevin Biggio gone. He sucked in the playoffs, man. He sucked. He caught looking like multiple times. It's just the way he is, man. He was a mirage. All September he was a fucking mirage. Bubble Biggio. You want him in the playoffs. No, they should have had Davis Snyder in the playoffs, not Kevin Biggio. I want him gone. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I don't know. Yesterday, I probably would say I want him gone, but I want him to fucking work. They need to get him working in the fucking cage and working on his mechanics. You can say, oh, he's fat. No, that's not the reason. He needs to work on his fucking swing and, tweak it a little bit or something. He needs and they need a new hitting coach to help him out. So, Guillermo needs to get the fuck out of Toronto, and they need a new hitting coach to help him out. The guy from Buffalo, hopefully. I heard good things about our hitting coach in Buffalo. Fucking call him up. All these guys are gone, except David Schneider. He's going to be a starting second baseman. All these guys are gone. Bo is our savior. I love him. Varsho may move to center field. Again, Varsho, you can say, oh, he sucked. Yeah, he kind of did, but this defense is too good for me to hate him. Kevin Kiermaier up in the air. George Springer's washed. So, yeah, the roster is going to look really different next year. Again, I'm not gonna look up what players we can add, because I'll probably make that into a separate video. But yeah, so if I was the Jays, I would I would go after an outfielder, obviously. A fifth, a third, a 3-2-5 starter. In the rotation. Third base is Rolvis Martinez, and I would go after a DH. In my opinion, I would go after a fucking DH, a guy who just fucking mashes. Doesn't matter, like a guy like Jock Peterson, a lefty. I know he had a down year, but a guy like that in our park, in our new park, I wouldn't mind him. Like, we need to go after a DH or trade for a DH. We haven't had that since Edwin Encarnacion, like a really good fucking DH who mashes. We need one of those. I don't know where they're gonna find it. I know the market's not strong, but go after a DH. You have to go after an outfielder. Go after a starting pitcher. Those are basically our needs. Relief, like bullpen, no. First base, no. I know Vlad. You can say all the shit about Vladdy, but we'll need first base. Second base is Davis Snyder, or could be a little competition there. Third base, I'll give it to Orelvis. I don't know. I would still sign a third baseman to back up him, just in case. But I would give it to Orelvis, man. Orelvis Martinez and Triple A and Double A raking, man. I would call him up. The roster's gonna look different next year. Hopefully, Ross Atkins is fired. That's all I gotta say. Go Blue Jays. And we'll see what happens in the offseason. We gotta wait till November. One domino fell, which was Rivera getting released or quitting. I don't know. Even though he's a third baseman coach. What is he gonna do? Didn't really hurt the team. Oh god. Sometimes he sent runners home, which fucking killed me inside. That shouldn't have been sent home. Or he fucking held runners, which should have been sent home. But that's like every third base coach, so I don't really care about Rivera quitting or retiring. I want Guillermo fired, and I want Ross Atkins fired. Those are the two main guys fired. John Snyder too, but you can't get everything you want. But that's all I gotta say. That's my off-season preview. Again, those are the needs that we want. Those are the needs that we need to get in the off-season. Again, I think everyone agrees that Ross Atkins is a fucking clown. Shatkins is a clown. Mark Shapiro needs to fire this guy. Stop worrying about fucking construction on the Rogers Center. They have all the time in the world to fucking upgrade the foul territory now. Because guess what? No fucking postseason baseball in Toronto. If Rogers really cares about the bottom line, they would fucking fire Ross Atkins and hire James Click to get this shit on the road, man. Because this core of Vladdy and Bo, and your rotation and your bullpen, it's not going to last forever. We have a short window. And we need to start taking this shit seriously. Winning the fucking division. Go for the fucking division. Fuck this wildcard bullshit. Okay? Go for the damn division. Have a better regular season. Be more consistent. Have fucking winning streaks. Look like the team on paper that we're supposed to be. Because this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. Fuck Ross Atkins. John Schneider. Fucking Guillermo Martinez. Thank you, Pete Walker. You're the reason why we're in the fucking playoffs. We're in the playoffs. That's all I gotta say. On the next year. And that's it.